Čauky mňauky! Welcome to our new video. Today we will also look at Czech pronunciation, but in comparison to the previous videos where we looked at the specific pronunciation rules, today we will practice. I prepared a certain phrases and sentences and we will pronounce them together. Every time I will show you a phrase and please try to pronounce it first on your own. Then you will hear my pronunciation twice and you can compare your pronunciation to mine. Also, if there is something specific to notice or to focus on, I will also tell you, and these phrases will be for beginners, so it might contain something like saying hello or how are you or what do you do, so you can feel comfortably using these phrases on your daily basis. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's start with the first, quite easy I guess. How would you pronounce this phrase? Dobrý den. Dobrý den. There is actually probably not really, nothing really tricky. The only thing maybe is the long vowel, I. Dobrý den. Dobrý den. And this means hello, politely greeting somebody. Dobrý den. Okay, let's move on. Ahoj. Ahoj. We've got another greeting. This is the informal. Hi. Ahoj. Here I would like you to focus on the y pronunciation. Ahoj. Děkuju vám. Děkuju vám. Here we again have y. Děkuju. And also there is a syllable je. And it contains the vowel je in Czech, and all these syllables that have the je sound might be a bit difficult to pronounce, so we actually have a separate video just on these on the set of syllables, so I will put the link down below if you'd like to practice more. But here you can see that the hook is on the yeah, on the e, but the pronunciation, it sounds like there is not the, but it's j and e that follows. It's just a matter of writing that we put the hook on e rather than on the d. But the pronunciation, j and e, je. Děkuju vám. Děkuju vám. Polite way saying thank you. Děkuju vám. Moving on. How would you pronounce this sentence? Omlouvám se. Omlouvám se. Here, just pay attention to this diphthong, the double vowel O. O. So you have O and U connected, so it's really smooth. O. O. Omlouvám se. Meaning, I'm sorry. Here we've got another y sound. And then, if you look at the name, Lucie, there is ts, that actually the pronunciation is like T and S pronounced together, the s, ts. And also, when we have E and E together, when you try to pronounce it, it's like ie. When you try to really separate these two, there is like a strong pause between them. But natural way is that when we put y in the middle, ie. So it's like je, Lucie. So the word Lucie, the name, actually has 3 syllables, or we pronounce it as 3 syllables. Lucie, Lucie, Lucie. Okay? Jmenuju se Lucie. My name is Lucie. Těší mě. Těší mě. Here, similarly to Děkuju, again we have the with the hook as háčkem. So when we had the and as háčkem, we turn the j and Here is the same, except we have j and tě, těší mě. And here, you might hear, I'm not really saying something like mě, but we say mě, těší mě. It means it's nice to meet you. Těší mě. Mějte se hezky. Mějte se hezky. Here, another mě. And the j. Mějte. And the last thing is with the word hezky. So if you paid attention, I said hezky, not hezky. So I don't really pronounce the z here, and I switch it to s. So it's hezky. The reason why is that consonants could also be categorized into 2 groups, most of them actually, to voiced and unvoiced consonants. The difference is with the voiced, it means that you are sort of using your voice. In other words, it's that your vocal cords work when you pronounce them. It also can work that when you put your hand to your neck or to your throat, then you hear the vibration when you pronounce these. But with the unvoiced, you should not, because your vocal cords don't work. You don't use them when you pronounce these. And the basic rule is that we can't have voiced and unvoiced because they're sort of different, and you have to put quite a lot of effort to pronounce them together. Hezky. It's not really easy to pronounce. So it's called assimilation. So we assimilate one of these consonants into the other. So as the result, they are both voiced or unvoiced. So we have these pairs with the voiced and unvoiced one, and they are, for this case, z is the voiced one and k is the unvoiced one. So we have pair z and s and g and k. Okay, that's why we want both, either voiced and unvoiced. In this case, we have the sk combination. Sk. Hezky. Okay. I'm actually preparing a separate video on this topic. Hopefully it will be released soon, so you can look at the whole theory. So, mějte se hezky. It's something like have a nice day when you're saying goodbye. Another phrase when you say goodbye could be this one. How would you say it? Nashledanou. Here we have the O that we've talked about before, the double vowel or diphthong O. Also, as we have the hezky, we have s and h, and s is unvoiced, which we already know. H is voiced, and its pair, unvoiced one, is ch. So we would say sch. Nashledanou. There are actually regional differences within the regions of the Czech Republic. So this is probably the most common one, but you can also hear actually the other way around. So we don't switch the h to h, but the s to z as the unvoiced voiced. So we have both voiced and it's zh. So it would be nashledanou, nashledanou. But the more common, I think, is the sch, nashledanou. One last thing, when I say it, I don't say nashledanou, nashledanou. I say nashledanou. And it's the reason why is that when we have prepositions that are, for example, like na, 2 letters or just 1 letter preposition, they are kind of merged to the following word. So there is not really a pause and it kind of sounds as one word together. Nashledanou, meaning goodbye in a polite, formal way. Look at this sentence. Mám lekci češtiny. Mám lekci češtiny. Here, our common c, we know already. C, mám lekci. And with the last word, there is a syllable ti, češtiny. We also have a separate video on this pronunciation topic or pronunciation point. So I will put it into the info box if you'd like to look at it. But it's when we have this soft E or měkké I, as we say in Czech, měkké I, and there are d, t, and n. When we have these two combined, then the pronunciation is different. So it's not ty, as we have t and I, but actually there is a soft t, so it's j, j. So it's j, I, j, j. The same could be j and ni. Okay, comparing to ty, dy, and ny. Mám lekci češtiny. I've got a Czech lesson. Let's look at another sentence. Pracuju na univerzitě. Pracuju na univerzitě. Here again we have c and j. Pracuju, pracuju. And then na univerzitě. Na univerzitě, again merged together because of the preposition. And then, remember in the previous sentence, I told you that when you have n and the soft e, it's actually softened. Well, surprise, when you have loan words like univerzita, it's not really Czech. It came to the Czech language from different language. With these, we don't actually soften them. So the pronunciation is like there is an epsilon. Univerzita. Univerzitě in this case. And then the tě we already did before. So j and e combined. Pracuju na univerzitě. Pracuju na univerzitě. I work at university. Mám se dobře. Mám se dobře. I don't have any other point. Maybe just a quite favorite letter R. So mám se dobře. Co děláš? Co děláš? This is our first question. So when you have this question mark, obviously there will be a raising intonation. So it will be co děláš, not co děláš. Co děláš? This one. Again, we have our c, co. and the j that we talked before already. J. Co děláš? What do you do? Or what are you doing? Could be just what are you doing at the moment, or also what do you do for living? What's your job? Another question. Kde bydlíš? Kde bydlíš? Because it's question, again, the intonation is rising. You're going up with the voice. And also, one other thing is, you maybe noticed, I don't say kde. I say kde. So this is the assimilation again. And it's not only this word, but also if you know kdo or kdy, all of them are with the g, the, kdo, kde, kdy. Kde bydlíš? Where do you live? Another quite common question. Odkud jsi? Odkud jsi? Again, question, so raising intonation. Here, again, we have this combination of d and k. D is voiced, k is unvoiced, so we need to there needs to be a change. So if you paid attention, I say t and k. Odkud, odkud. And there is another change, and that is d at the end. So this is a new thing, but when we have this voice consonant at the end of the word, we also turn it into unvoiced. So it's odkud, odkud. And the last thing, we have here. Maybe you know, jsi, in this case, is one of the forms of the verb to be, and typically, so there are other forms like jsem, jsi, jste, jsme, and so. We write them like this, but when we pronounce them, actually we omit the y at the beginning. So it's já jsem, ty jsi, vy jste, my jsme, oni jsou. Let's look at another sentence. Jsem student. Jsem student. So here the only thing that actually we had before is the verb to be, one of the forms, I am, jsem. And again, when we pronounced this form, we just say jsem. It's not wrong to say jsem, but it's again putting too much effort to pronounce this word, so we are lazy. We skip this one. Jsem. Jsem student. I am a student. Promiňte, nerozumím. Promiňte, nerozumím. I think this is fairly easy sentence. There is not really anything problematic. Maybe just the ñ sound that is not in English, or maybe not in many languages. Ñ sound. Promiňte, 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 nerozumím. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Mám otázku. Mám otázku. Can you spot the maybe tricky part already? Do you remember the phrase mějte se hezky? Can you see the similarities here? Hezky. Otázku. Again, z is the voiced, k is unvoiced, so we need to switch one of these. So it's mám otázku. Mám otázku. Mluvím anglicky. Mluvím anglicky. Here, just our typical c. Anglicky. Mluvím anglicky. I speak English. Okay, let's try one number. Třista dvacet čtyři. Here, I think maybe with the number 3 and 4, the tricky part is the r. 3, 4. I give you a little tip. If you really struggle with the word čtyři, it's quite tricky to pronounce it, or it's not as easy to pronounce it even for native speakers. So again, we are lazy. It's not the official way, but we can say something like čtyři, or even čtyři. Warning, it's not the official way, but people will definitely understand you. You might sound also more like a native speaker because we don't always say čtyři. We can definitely say čtyři or čtyři. And yeah, if you struggle with the čtyři pronunciation, the pronunciation of the word čtyři, you might look at these. And the last thing, that is not really something like a pronunciation rule, but there are a few students that struggle with the word dva in any other forms, like 20, or maybe 12, especially this one comparing to 19. So maybe the combination of d and v together is quite difficult to pronounce for you. But if you, there is a tendency for some students to put which is not correct, because I think then it's quite easily mistaken with the 19 that has the So 12 is 12 and 19 is 19. And when you hear it, maybe it could be a bit tricky. So 20, 2 syllables, 12, also 2 syllables, but for 19, they're actually 19, 4 syllables. 19, 12. So I know it could be a bit tricky, but try to merge the dva into one syllable. Dva. So 324, 324. Moving on. Chutná mi kapr. Here, maybe ch will be a bit tricky. Chutná mi. And the last thing is the last word that you might mistaken as one syllable, but actually there are two. Kapr. So usually a syllable contains a vowel, right? Like a with ka, or I with me, or hu, or hut. There's u. But with the r and also l, sometimes these two consonants can actually create a syllable. So pr is a syllable. Kapr, 2 syllables. Chutná mi kapr. I like cup. Mám rád zmrzlinu. Here. Spot the voiced consonant at the end. Here, d is the voiced. That's why at the end, it's the end of the word, we put the, rád. Okay, and other thing is the last word, zmrzlinu. If you look at the word, there are zmr, zli, nu. 3 syllables. Zmr, zli, nu. Again, the syllable should contain a vowel, but the r is kind of creating a syllable. So that's why we actually can't have these many consonants together, because without the r, we wouldn't be able to pronounce it. So zmr, zli, nu. Mám rád zmrzlinu. I like ice cream. Okay, we had quite a lot of food, so we might use this sentence to express our hunger. How would you pronounce it? Mám hlad. Mám hlad. Or can you spot any change? Like the previous one with rád, for example, hlad is the same thing. So it's d at the end. We are too lazy, so we don't say d, we say d. Mám hlad. Hlad. I'm hungry. How would you pronounce this sentence? Mám bratra a sestru. Mám bratra a sestru. I wouldn't say there are a lot of things to point out. It's just bratra and sestru. If you look at them, both of them have 2 syllables. Bratra, sestru, or sestru. It doesn't matter. Mám bratra a sestru. And bratra, it comes from bratr, and again bratr, a brother. So 2 syllables. The r again is creating this syllable. Bratr, mám bratra. Also we have the vowel here, so it's not really important because there is a vowel. Mám bratra a sestru. I've got a brother and a sister. Chci být herec. Chci být herec. Here again we have the ch pronunciation, and also especially with the c, again ts, it could be a bit difficult to pronounce, so maybe try to separate the ch and c. It's 1 syllable, but maybe chci, 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 chci. Try to say it faster after each pronunciation, and maybe it will be better. Chci, chci být, and another c is at the end. Herec, herec. Chci být herec. I want to be an actor. And this is the last sentence. Umím vařit. Umím vařit. I think this is quite okay. Maybe again our favorite ž, vařit. Umím vařit. I can cook. So, how did you do? I hope you learned something new and you mastered all these phrases, so it will be easy from now to just use them in your speech or in your writing. We will definitely prepare more videos like that in the future, as well as new videos on specific topics. So if you feel like you would like to practice certain pronunciation rule that was mentioned there, and we don't have any video on it yet, stay tuned, we will plan to do it in the future. So if you like this video and would like to know more and would like to watch more, please subscribe. We would appreciate that. And we are also active on Instagram, so if you'd like to have your daily dose of Czech, you can follow, and you can see new words every day, and you can learn from it, and we can be part of your Czech journey. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Mějte se hezky. Ahoj!